The European affiliate of PTF has the same mission statement as the mother company, so to speak, in Washington, D.C., to help support citizens in their fight for good governance, rule of law, and a corruption-free environment. Citizens are really most affected by it. When you open the newspapers, there's always talk about the big corruption. I mean, the Siemens of this world, or the Boeings of this world, or the Airbuses of this world. But in fact, the common citizen, the citizen living in an African village or in a mountains of Nepal or Bhutan, are affected by what's happening on the ground. And where most of citizens don't really have a voice. They don't know how to voice their anger. They don't know how to insist that their rights, their human rights and civic rights are respected. And this is where I believe the Partnership for Transparency Fund has entered into a terrain which was largely uncovered in this particular area. There are, of course, tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, CSOs around the world. But I believe the Partnership for Transparency Fund and its European affiliate have really carved out a niche for them, which addresses something that is of great concern to citizens and where we might have really a great impact if we succeed. I joined PTF 2010 when I visited Washington. And I must admit, it's the first time I heard about PTF. I heard about, and I know about TI. I've been a member of TI for many years, and Peter Eigen and I go back to the World Bank many decades ago. But it was during a visit in Washington that I found out about PTF, and I immediately said that this is something that I would like to get engaged in. And in fact, I worked on a rather difficult program as a project advisor as my first PTF task, which was anti-corruption at the higher education level, i.e. the university level in Kazakhstan, a country that I followed while I was actively working in the bank. And but of course, my preference would have been to do more closer to where I live in Germany. And it became very clearly obvious to me that PTF as a US-based civil society organization would have great difficulties in having access to funding from European institutions, especially the European Union, which then led me to argue that we should have a European presence. There is one condition we are not yet able to comply with, and that applies both to the European Union as well as to Germany and some other potential donors. That is, we do not yet have the 3 to 5 year track record to basically come forward and be the lead applicant for funding from European Union or other European country institutions funding. And that is why we are now currently, and we are very happy about this, a successful co-applicant with a Prague-based organization called the Policy Association for an Open Society for a program funded under the European Union's Eastern Partnership Civil Society Facility. The name of the program, I find it very interesting and good. It's called Partners in Empowerment. So this is the first go, and which is hopefully just the beginning of many more such successful tenders, response to tenders. One of my last jobs in the World Bank was, first of all, I led the World Bank team working on European Union enlargement, and the World Bank was a rather important partner, more so from the analytical side than from the funding side, much appreciated by the European Commission, because on each of these countries we prepared in-depth economic analysis on what does accession to the European Union mean in terms of adjustments within the country, efficient use of EU funding under structural and other funding coming from the European Union. And this, of course, allowed me to get to know the European institutions quite well. Thereafter, I served, this was my last assignment as a World Bank staff. I served as the so-called World Bank Special Representative for Southeast Europe in a joint office with the European Commission in Brussels. And the purpose of this office was to basically accompany the countries, basically of the former Yugoslavia, in their effort to join the European Union. All these countries want to join the European Union, and as many people say, it's really the black hole in the middle of Europe, because they're surrounded by member countries from Greece, Bulgaria, Romania to the east, Slovenia, which was one of the early countries from Central Europe joining the European Union, Hungary, Slovenia, and then Italy on the other side of the Adriatic. So the Western Balkans are a natural group of countries which we would like to assist in their effort to join the European Union. And many of the issues that we are trying to address, good governance, rule of law, fight against corruption, are conditions that they have to comply with. They are an integral part of the so-called acquis communautaire, and we believe we can provide assistance in these areas. We have no particular stakes. We are independent. We believe that we have expertise and competence. We have a very interesting mix of people like myself who have been working in development for many, many decades. But we have the added advantage that we now have a group of young members, and today's annual meeting, 5 of our participants were younger members who just entered the job market or have just recently entered the job market, but with proven expertise and moreover a lot of dedication and motivation, let alone skills that we, the more seasoned development experts, do not necessarily have in such depth. And so this is what we are trying to basically quote-unquote sell donors, and saying is an impartial, independent, experienced and motivated NGO which we believe will provide value for money.